Hey YouTube, in this knife video I want to show off my Jarosz 75 Gen 1 that I got 1 year ago. And I wanted to give an update video and talk about basically how it's held up for the past year. I'm in a unique position that I've had this for nearly as long as he's been making 75s. And I know there are several other people out there who have his original 75s and have had them over a year like I have, but to my knowledge they don't make YouTube videos, so I kind of have this unique position, and I feel like I have a responsibility to kind of tell the people, other knife enthusiasts, how his knives have held up. So let's get into it. This is a Model 1, like I said. I got it in October of 2012. It has black micarta, which has been hand contoured and polished, and you can see kind of some of the scratch marks and different things where it's rubbed up against stuff. It's in my pocket with not keys, but my flashlight and steel pens. And the black micarta is still very comfortable. It's not as it's a little sticky now. It came smooth, but now it's gotten oil and grime on it, and it's not super smooth anymore. I think that could probably be fixed if I wanted to, but it has a nice used feel to it now. The blade is still very clean. It has these high polishes. This isn't mirror polished, but it has a high, it's been finished at a high grit, and that cleans up nicely. I can just take a microfiber cloth and clean off any gunk that might get on there during my normal usage. And that the blade's held up very nicely. It's still very sharp. I only strop this. I'm not sure if I've ever sharpened it, but I strop it several times a week during the periods that I've carried it. And I've carried it quite a bit. It's one of my favorite knives to EDC because of its size and it's, just comfort in the hand. And I think a lot of that has to do with the mirror polished edge and the fact that the edge is so fine. It's so it comes to such a there's so little metal there with those nice hollow grinds that it just slices very well. Maybe even isn't as sharp as it was the day it came to me. Just stropping it keeps it sharp enough for opening packages and stuff. I'm not sure if it would shave my arm hair. I'm not really going to do it right now. But for an EDC knife that I've been using for the past year, it works just fine. And let's see, what surprised me the most is the lockup is still probably within the first 50% of its life. And Jesse, when he gave this to me when I purchased it from him, he made this statement like it's not going to ever go any further than what it was when I got it from him. And I found that hard to believe, but gosh, it really seems to be true. If you look at it, it hasn't gone any further. So that's really cool. And I tell you what, I've flipped it open. I've been opening it and playing with it for the last year. And even when I wasn't carrying it daily, it was always next to me on my desk, and I was still playing with it when when I was just on the internet or whatever. Let's see. Pocket clip has been fine. It's his older style. I mean, now he has his own pocket clips made and stamped with his logo. But the pocket clip retention's been fine. I haven't had any problems with any of these screws. In fact, I haven't even taken it apart. I've done basically nothing to this except clean the blade and strop it, and it's been, works fine. There is some very slight up and down blade play, and when Jesse sent it to me, he said that there was going to be, because of this pivot system, he switched away we switched away from this pivot system because of that issue. He said that it doesn't affect the lockup, but there's play in the pivot, which makes it seem like there's up and down blade play. These first gens have an internal stop pin, so the stop pin is actually kind kind of like located here, and there's a half moon or a half circle cut out in the blade itself, which so that it rides there inside, which is kind of cool. He's since gone to a more traditional stop pin, but this is a super comfortable knife, and it slices very well. And I find myself actually using something kind of like this grip more often than not, because I'm cutting open boxes or other kind of packaging. So let me just throw it next to some more familiar models. Maybe you haven't handled a 75 before. Here's a Delica. So it's pretty, they're in the same category as far as size, but I guess, you know, clearly one's handmade, one's production, and it's a little bit smaller than the Delica. The handles are very similar though. The blade length is shorter than the Delicas. This is the Gen 1. He's at Gen 3 now, and let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. The Gen 3s are a little bit longer. They may be more similar to the Delica. And then I'll throw it next to an Emerson CQC7, which is, as you can see, also bigger. This blade length on the 75, I think this particular one is about 2.8, 2.9. Current models are right around 3.1, I believe, and the Emerson has a blade length of 3.25. So you can see it's definitely in the smaller category. I think it would probably be most similar to like a small Sabenza or a Strider PT, but it's perfect for an EDC knife. And over the course of the year, like I said, it's performed amazingly, and it's withstood just normal tasks. I'm not the kind of person who does stupid stuff with their knife. It really has only opened packages and stuff like that, and it hasn't really seen a lot of hard use that maybe some people put their knives through. But for me, it's been one of my favorite knives to carry. Like I said, it's very lightweight and relatively thin, and it's just it's a great cutter. So that's about it. Like I said, I just wanted to give a 1-year update on my Model 1 Jarosz 75, because, well, there's not that many of them out there, and certainly not that many people on YouTube are doing videos on them right now. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Alright, thanks for watching. If there's any questions or comments, please leave them. As always, be dressed to play and geared to slaughter. See ya.